Good morning. I want to tell you the story of my sunflowers this morning because I think it's pretty miraculous. I don't want to jinx anything, but well, let me tell you the story first. Okay, so I planted a hedge of sunflowers here. Then I had to thin them, and I did. I thinned them. I replanted some of the ones that I thinned, and they're still thriving, and I'll show you one of those. But the hedge consisted of about, let's see, maybe 6 sunflowers. One of the ones on the very right immediately kind of flopped over as he was growing. So that left me with 6. So now I have 6 in this hedge. But over the course of the last few weeks, I've had several sunflower emergencies. So I have been really tending them very carefully, and let me explain. So I went on vacation for a few days, and I had my daughter and her partner help me with the watering. And at the time they were quite little. They were probably only 2 feet tall. So I asked them to please stake up the sunflowers, and they did. And they put little wire ties around the sunflowers. But as the sunflowers got larger, I wasn't paying proper attention, and the ties actually cut into the stem or the trunk, cut all the way through in some cases. So just recently, like a week ago, I pulled those out, and even despite that, these have survived. You can see that this one has a little bit, just halfway through. This one went all the way through. I pulled him out. But there was one little guy, look at him. He's very special because he has continued to thrive despite the fact that he had a very severe injury here, and I think he almost didn't make it, but I put him back together and I tied him together at his injury where he was bruised, and he continued to grow. Now, granted, he's growing a little bit crooked, as you can see, but I've staked him a little bit, and he continues to seek the sun, and I think that he's going to make it because his leaves are very bright and very happy and firm. But recently, in the last 3 days, I had another just very, very surprising emergency. And that is that this plant on the very left, you can see that some of the leaves are kind of dead. And actually, the leaves are not quite as bright or as robust as the others. They're kind of drooping a little bit. Through no fault of our own, he literally just keeled over. He was perpendicular. So if you can imagine, this entire stalk was sort of lying on the ground. There was maybe a millimeter of the stalk that had that was retained. And I think it could have been from the same reason, because there was a bruise there that I didn't quite see, but I had taken out the wire, but I think it weakened it enough that it fell over. So anyways, I was so upset. You can see there's a dead leaf there. I put him back together. I put a Band-Aid on him, gave it a big kiss, and said, "You're gonna be okay, don't worry." And it's been 3 days, and you know what? I think the fact that he is not completely brown and dead is a really good sign. I did, stake him up very carefully. I fixed his boo-boo, and then up top I staked him because he was just completely drooping over. And this is his 3rd day having been to the hospital, and he's doing okay. So knock on wood, I'm hoping he'll make it. Every day I come out and check him 2 or 3 times, and I also give him extra water from my very special watering pot. So here we have my sunflower hedgerow. If they all make it, it will truly be miraculous.